And Bangkok CT will get us going in this one. We got 3 10-minute sprints left until we know who's crowned the champ here in Chengdu. Prajap Suk fires one, misses. The Dutch go right back to the mismatch. Double team, Driese from 2, no. Gets her own board, fires a one into Kalt, who ends up finishing the play. So the Dutch punch first. And there's a Dutch saying, the first punch is worth right around $2.50 or euros or guilders or whatever. Anyway, Bangkok come back with a 2. Janice, no. Prajap Suk decides to keep it on her own. Gets the Fetnin. Fetnin has to force one up due to the shot clock. Rebound though, Punted is out of bounds. The Dutch back to it. The world #1, midi floater. Norch off the mark. And it's Wong Tafa jumping sideways on that 2-point attempt. And that's left Beggett. Driese. To Schiphol from range. Splash ball. ELS, Evelien Lutje Schiphol contributing from range for the Dutch after leading them in scoring against Mongolia. Steps out of the plate, lines one up, and cashes one in. They get her in action underneath the basket, and a whistle on the plate. Again, we've seen the Dutch go into those mismatches underneath the basket time and time again. Schiphol as well as Boonstra. They go to it. Force the double team, Boonstra. Trouble controlling the Wilson. They go to Driese. Lil Drizzy hangs, can't hit. Schiphol there to clean up the mess though. Fetnin steps back and dials one up from range yet again. The game is tied at 4. Look at Fetnin out here shifty like TikTok trends. But the Dutch, they go to their size yet again. 5-4 game. Wong Tafa, the hesitation. Schiphol. So Lutje Schiphol, no connection on that last shot. We're about 2.5 minutes into this one. Wong Tafa, though, might have broken the algorithm with this move. Dear Lord, that's a hesitation if I've ever seen one. Wong Tafa to Prajap Suk, end of the shot clock. Prajap Suk, and a travel called. Driese underneath the basket. Again, that size advantage for the Dutch coming in handy here. Punted steps all the way back. A wild shot for Punted, drops. And Bangkok CT showing that feistiness yet again. Not only sticking close in this game, but on this Punted 2-point bomb, they take a lead over their #1 seed in the tournament. Driese opts for a 2 of her own. Hadn't hit one today, but comes through in the clutch. Wongtafa. Wild miss there. Quick transition for the Dutch, who get a post up yet again. Schiphol, no on the first attempt, yes on the second. Rajapsuk, though, with the answer, as this Bangkok team just will not go away. Mismatch outplayed. Bucket not gotten, but a foul on the play. That's foul number 4 on Bangkok CT. But the Dutch, whose defense had been so good up to this point, allowing just 7.5 points per, have not been able to clamp down on this Bangkok CT team whatsoever. And Bangkok CT, on the other end, has had some trouble with the size of the Dutch, as was expected. They want to make it into an offensive game. And it's worked so far in a high-scoring contest there early. Lisa on the free throw stride. Gets her team ahead by 2. And possession back over to White. So Bangkok so far, true overtime warriors. Play 2 overtimes, won 2 overtimes in this tournament. Those are your only 2 wins for Bangkok CT. But it shows their scrappiness and their feistiness. They don't give up. They do give up, though, is the Wilson here, as that one's out of bounds. Fetney can't get it to go. Bonestar skies in for the board, keeps her pivot foot down, and gets the ball back underneath against Wongtafa. Misses, though. Just enough physical contact, or maybe the absence of. Wongtafa now trying to do her dance. Almost loses to Wilson, gets denied by Lucky Schiphol. You take that back, Wongtafa. Take that back and go somewhere else with it. That's blocked like a YouTube ad. Good. Bonestar just out there, out-muscling everyone for that rebound. Now taking a drive on her own, kicks it, Gout, toe on the line. Another rebound for the Dutch. And Schiphol finishes it off. She's playing an amazing day 2 of action here in Chengdu. Mentioned before, she's led the team in scoring in that first quarterfinals game. And I do believe she's leading them in scoring in this game also. Rajapsuk, a high post play here for Bangkok CT, who are without Wongtafa for a second. She's on the bench. The Dutch with Driese, Kuit, and Boonstra. They let that one go out of bounds. Fetnin. Pontet comes away with it. Fetnin, a 2-pointer lined up. She's been so good from range today, but this one on the back of the rim. Boonstra. Janice. 13-8. The Dutch now grab a big lead. And an offensive foul called on Bangkok CT. But this is the Dutch machine for you. They get it right back to Boonstra, who's patient with it and uses the size advantage to get them ahead by 5. And an opportunity now to go up even more. Schiphol back on the court. Driessen working behind the screen. Driessen hangs and hits from the midi. Pretty shot for your world number 1. Vetnin. Oh, Vetnin with the blazing quickness. Whistle on the play. But look at your world number 1 operating. Surgical precision there for a little Drizzy, as we now, I think, should call her. Big brother Jan also active today in the Chengdu World Tour. That will continue after the women's action's closed. His nickname, of course, Big Drizzy. Bit of a review here on the referee's end. So after that break in action, we'll see Vetnin on the stripe. Dutch foul number 1. Vetnin takes advantage. Has to contend with, well, looked like she had to contend with Schiphol there, but never, the pass never got to her. Nortje Driessen takes the contact. Layups missed. 6th foul on Bangkok CT, who are now dangerously close to the bonus. A fresh 12 for the Dutch to work with as they look to go up even more with 4 minutes and 18 seconds to go in this one. Number 1 seed, anxious to punch their tickets to the finals. Kuit, the Lele. Vetnin, the answer is left short. Rebound control by Driessen. Kuit, behind her back this time. Almost loses to Wilson. Does lose to Wilson. Pontet comes away with it. Rajab Suk and a call on the play as Pontet bites the dust. Kuit, though, using the quickness and the athleticism to get an easy layup for herself. I'm sure her family and her 3 sisters, all 3 who have also been a part of the Dutch national team in 3x3, are watching on from home as the Dutch squad takes a commanding lead into the final minutes here on the back of these kinds of plays. Outplaying the mismatch, smart execution for the Dutch, who just look unstoppable in the tournament so far. The new additions, Lucky Schiphol and Kuit, looking sharp in their first Women's Series action of 2025. Boonstra to Driessen, back to Boonstra. Yeah, Wongtafa doesn't want any part of that. Steps away from it, 16-9 as a result. Pontet, no. Wongtafa on the right spot to clean up the mess. And it's Boonstra now having to maneuver underneath the basket to get that 17th Dutch point. Wongtafa. Rajab Suk looking for space to shoot. Wongtafa drives to the basket. That blazing quickness Now is into Hurt Locker again. Janice just takes 2 dribbles. No one's in her way. And the Dutch are cruising with that 7-point lead. Mustafa then an offensive foul on the screen. Turnover Bangkok CT. Whose luck might have run out running into this #1 seed. 2:55 on the clock, although I'm not sure we're going to get to the end of regulation in this one. 21 points will end the game. Lucas Schiphol is fouled. That's 2 free throws coming up for the Orange Lions. Schiphol secure from the strike. 19th point on the board. What a debut on the women's series for her. Looks like they'll get to a finals right away. Mustafa. Big deficit for Bangkok. And now a foul on the play. Mustafa sent flying. Mustafa again, this time sharing with Prajap Suk. 3 on the shot clock for Fetney to work with. 3 is not enough time. The shot off the mark. And the Dutch can get the dub here. Lucas Schiphol gets the Wilson taken away. Mustafa, that looked like a travel, but apparently she kept the foot down. Fetney on a drive. Says thank you and puts Bangkok at 12 points. Kuyt shares it. Boonstra, Janice, Janice. 21-12. And the Dutch punched their ticket to the finals in another dominant display. It was a game early, as Bangkok stuck around for a while there, but the Dutch ended up having too much size, ended up having too much chemistry, and they get the W here. 21-12 over Bangkok CT, who can leave this tournament with their head held high. They played wonderfully.